What's going on, everybody? Making sure I got everything sorted out here. Should just be about ready to go. And today, we're going to continue what we were doing and head into the machine commune, which we stopped just in front of the last time. So we're going to jump right into that. The machine commune is hilarious. There's a lot of funny stuff to do there. There's only like one or two fights there, but overall the area is just really funny. So, right as we enter,
welcome, friend.
We'll meet Greedo.
Whoa! Welcome to our commune, Desert Rangers. We've heard so many stories about you and your famously violent exploits. Come in. Our home is your home.
What's going on, Dr. Steve? Alright, so in the machine commune, your actions matter, even though there's not a lot of combat or anything happening. But it's worth remembering that the machines here will react to the things you are doing. Not necessarily negatively, but we'll explain more of that here in a minute. But in general, it pays to be kind to them.
I am. Thank you for noticing. I've been trying my best to be a good boy. Such a good boy. Is that cool with you?
Sounds awesome, but we also need the transfer module to give to the Gippers.
Then you should talk to the machine intelligence tower. It's a little bit northeast of here. We don't really have a leader, but for human purposes, you could consider them our leader. The machine intelligence tower is currently parsing data, but it'll call you when it's ready to talk. Until then, feel free to hang out and chat with members of the commune. We're all friends here.
Seems a little quiet. Hold on, guys. There we go. So, as he mentioned, we have to talk to the machine intelligence tower, which has the transfer module, but we have to wait on them to be ready to speak to us. And in the meantime, they want us to basically explore the machine commune. So we can ask more about it.
But what's the fun in that? Chill and hang out, dude. Chat with some fun-loving machines. Give your brain meat a workout with some stimulating conversation.
All right.
Not if I see you first.
And we can carry on. If you look around a little bit, there is some stuff you can find here. Also a frozen tortoise you can flip right side up. And there's also stags here if you are an animal whisperer person. What's going on, Rubber Cable? Alright, so we can flip the tortoise right side up. And someone carved into its shell Bert the tortoise. Even though it's frozen. Alright, and then right up here we can meet Sal.
Well, hi there.
Well, hi there. Glad to see you in person and not, you know, via the radio waves bouncing off of you.
So Sal is one of the many radio DJs you can hear as you run around the world map.
I'm Sal, as you might have guessed. The voice of Free Colorado. Afraid I don't do autographs. Not because I don't want to, but, you know, no hands.
I've been listening to you my whole life. But you don't look anything like I imagined. I'll bet you hear that all the time.
You have no idea.
So you can ask if she's in charge, but we already know the answer to that. And then she is in a spaceship.
Huh. You'd think that'd come up at some point. I guess I'm just used to it. So, I gotta ask, what do you think of my radio broadcasts? I don't often get the opportunity to hear direct feedback.
Then you can tell her whatever you have here.
Fantastic. I'll keep on keeping on. Well, I'm sure you've got places to be and people to query. Head on in. My friends in the commune would love to meet you. Have a great one.
Alright, and then this gets progressively more ridiculous. So we have all this art, and over here we can find the synth that is making all of the art.
So, what do you think of the paintings?
We can say, considering you're a robot, fantastic. Even if you are a human, these would be below average. They're fantastic.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Well, that's one more secret of the universe unraveled. Time to start over. I paint what comes to me in dreams. Also, yeah, I programmed myself to sleep. To work.
Nice. And then probably the funniest one to me personally is Little Sparrow.
Thanks for coming over. I know I don't look like much, not compared to you gorgeous things. But I'm what you call a sybarite. I spent 70 years in a pit, polishing joints, and I've had enough. I'm out for me now. I'm writing erotic poetry and painting stuff. I'm chasing life. Anyway, I know we just met, but I don't much like small talk. You and me, how about it?
So, Little Sparrow is a different kind of robot, if you couldn't tell from the dialogue, and you can choose to sleep with Little Sparrow enthusiastically or just in general, or you can say no.
Take your pick, honey. By the way, the name's Little Sparrow. Feel free to call it out if the mood takes you.
Well, at least you won't catch anything.
Yep, that was just as good as I thought it'd be. Thanks a bunch.
I will never be able to unsee it. Never.
Alright, and then you can repeat that. You can just be out. And then you can get a STD from that, which in this case is Denver Rocks. We're right next to a radio, too. That was loud. Alright, and then we have an antidote, so we'll get rid of that. And then over here, these two are having a, or Pico rather, is having a like little game thing that it's working on that you can either help it, assist him with, or just completely ignore, whatever floats your boat. I don't like doing that one because it takes a little longer, and there's really not that much to do in the machine commune. There is some interesting stuff over this way, though.
Little Sparrow, the hedonist over there, did one of the murals. I'm not going to tell you which.
So, the doctor robot is right there, which we need to talk to him as part of one of the Gipper quests, if you remember.
Why do you hesitate? My understanding was that...
Now, this guy's actually pretty important
Are you in need of
because
repairs or enhancements? Repairs to dermal,
we can
muscle, and organ tissue
get his
are
information
available.
about how to
I
heal
also
humans
offer
and
supplies
repair
that
robots,
facilitate personal maintenance.
which is what the Gipper medic wants you to come here and find for them. And then if you pick the enhancement options, Vivisecto can actually turn you into a cyborg, which will allow you to use the cyborg modules that you'll find out throughout the game, which is also related to an achievement. Personally, I don't think it's worth it. Those enhancements aren't that amazing. But something you can do.
I have amassed 15.288, however. It will take considerable processing resources, and I am currently without my assistant Vicky. It is a fragment of my consciousness, copied into a simpler robot, and does many useful tasks for me. I sent Vicky to secure samples of some long-dead humans who once camped in the disused hangar behind our commune. It should take a similar amount of time for you to find and return it to its station, as for me to prepare the report.
Alright, so
Acknowledged.
he'll give us the information if we help him with his assistant. And now the leader is ready to talk to us. Reverse Colin says, how are you on this surprisingly hot December day? Pretty good. Can't complain. Just been chilling most of the day. Got a video edited and everything earlier. And I was actually outside a little bit earlier because it's like 60 degrees here.
Step right up. Don't be shy. Welcome to the vexingly vast world of Vendomatic 2000 questions. I love questions almost as much as I love money, in fact.
So this vendor, or vending machine, is actually also a robot as well, and you can either destroy it or give it money.
Odd. Well, like I always say, if at first you don't get what you want, just pay again.
And you can either attack it, or you can potentially see what's going on with it because it didn't dispense anything. Which is like the one time that actually works out in the machine commune, by the way.
Ah, thank you, friend. Star-Spangled Banner.
And doing so also makes your life a little easier because you can buy some of these upgrades, which are pretty good for your Kodiak. You can grab the vehicle plating, the dance horn upgrade, which we don't actually need, but still. And then also sells a bunch of consumables as well as a few weapons. But the main thing is the plating is really what you want.
Analyzing, analysis, failure, purpose, unknown, recalibrating. Estimated completion time is this unit is occupied with great mysteries beyond human comprehension.
The one up ahead's making me nervous.
Alright, and then Tinker.
Rangers.
If you're not careful, you can actually get into combat with Tinker, which will set everybody else off, so you gotta be a little careful here.
Your kind happened. Your kin. You Rangers. They murdered me. Murdered Matthias. They took everything. But of course you wouldn't know. Your species keeps its sins close.
Reverse Colin says it's nearly 80 where he is. Yeah. Not surprised. It's been super warm. It's supposed to be even warmer next week.
Me and Matthias. Out of fear. Fear of what we would create. Fear of what we could become.
Alright, so if you have a Kiss Ass 4, you can kind of just bypass the whole thing. You can also ask about Matthias. The main thing is just not to antagonize them. Is Wasteland the one that's the spiritual successor to Fallout 1? No, not so much, actually. The original Wasteland actually predates the original Fallout. Alright, so we use our skill check.
More than I'd expected of meat. You have surprised me. Shown kindness without asking for a favor in turn. Hard to believe from any Rangers. But perhaps I'll believe you.
Alright, then you can ask questions, but that's really the big part of that conversation right there.
Given me much to consider.
And then the man with no name says the game is cool, I just don't like the hub aspect. That's fair. I would say there's probably 3 or 4 main hubs that you go around. Alright, so first we're going to head over here, grab a couple things, then we're going to go talk to the Machine Tower Intelligence. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, there it is. I was pretty sure there's a creepy doll around here, and then I found it almost immediately. Alright, so the Machine Tower is just right up here, and we need to go this way anyway. Alright, and then here's the Machine Tower.
We recognize you as representatives of the Colorado Rangers. Hello, Rangers. Please state your intent.
Okay, so we can ask for the transfer module. We can say we're here to establish relations between the Rangers and the commune. We're deputy to the Patriarch, blah, blah, blah. The honest answer is that we're here for the transfer module.
Yes, we will speak more of that soon. First, we must assess your capacity for violence. We will also evaluate your approach to social interactions. Specifically, do you possess character traits which we consider distasteful?
So, every interaction you have in the machine commune before you come talk to the intelligence tower winds up being evaluated by the tower, which is why it pays to be nice to everything in the commune. Captain Danger says, thinking about picking up Wrath of the Righteous, know anyone who may have an opinion on it? I might have a few opinions on it that are a little long-winded for this, but I have made a billion videos about it. Alright, so...
We have cataloged your interactions with the commune and many of your activities in the outside world. You greeted Greedo, our unofficial greeter, and appeared amused by its friendly manner. This is rare. Most humans have an instinctive aversion to its quickly spinning blades. You encountered Little Sparrow and participated in inventive, vigorous sex at their request. We commend you for your openness.
Storm P says, I hate that this game is so underrated, it deserved more praise. It really did, it's a shame.
You provided critical feedback to Indigo of the sort you would provide to a fellow human. We approve of what you did. You met Sal, the voice of Free Colorado. Your opinion of her work is irrelevant to us. You treated her as a sentient being, not as a machine. You have performed an empirically difficult feat. You set Tinker on the road of finding peace. We are in awe, Rangers. You spoke to Morningstar, and you gave him reason to continue living. You have done well. You removed the personality override that compelled Vendematic 2000 to exploit his customers. You returned his free will. We approve of this and are ashamed to admit we did not know Vendematic was the victim of non-consensual modifications. In our defense, we find Vendematic extremely annoying and have only spoken with him twice.
I love they added that little bit extra there. Redfren says, hello, what's going on, man? Discognition says, you make great content. I've discovered tons of CRPGs to play through you. My break off from school will be booked. That's fair. There are a ton of great CRPGs out there. Sometimes I find it difficult to keep up.
We are evaluating. Our analysis reveals that you have a heart, both in the literal and metaphorical sense of the phrase. You Rangers are the kind of humans we are happy to hang out with. You have passed our test.
Alright, so...
94% of us are surprised at your reaction. 90% are pleased. Now that you have been evaluated, we can discuss a time-sensitive matter of great importance.
If you're just awful to all of them, they can actually trigger an attack right here, and that's what's with all the turrets and everything.
We are aware that the Gippers have sent you here to retrieve the cybernetic transfer module. We will give it to you, but know this. The transfer process will overwrite the mind of the Gipper's chosen human vessel. That person will be erased and replaced with Reagan. If you assist them with this, you will be an accomplice to murder.
So, as the machine intelligence tower explains, the transfer module will actually pretty much kill Valor and everything but name, and transfer the Reagan AI from the Gippers into him.
We propose that you do not insert the Reagan intelligence into a human. Instead, use the device to contain the intelligence and transfer it to us, where it will be free.
And they actually want you to transfer the Reagan AI to them because they feel like the Gippers are actually just using it, which is kind of true. And we're going to do something similar, but not quite. Alexander Rose says the most realistic part of this game is that Ronald Reagan was a god. I suppose so, sure. Kind of catching up on chat a little bit. Okay, so the Reagan AI, according to the machine commune, as far as they're concerned, it's a machine with free will and everything and should be free, whereas the Gippers want to basically just use it for their own ends. And they will just give us the cybernetic transfer module if we've done everything up to this point without a fight, which means we don't have to take it from them.
We have taken the liberty of pre-calculating the odds of a peaceful retrieval and regret to inform you that freeing our brother from his chains will likely result in casualties.
Alright, so if you were to transfer the Reagan AI to the machine commune, obviously that would start a fight with the Gippers, which again we don't want to do because they know how to produce oil. However, we need the transfer module. They'll give it to us if we agree to do this, though.
A valid question. Be aware that only 53% of us approved of this plan. Many of us are doubtful that this course of action is just. Nonetheless, the Reagan intelligence has been lied to. It has been kept in that building for over a century and forced to serve the Gibbers. We are unanimous on the injustice of that.
Okay. So, you can say no promises or we'll do it. It really doesn't matter. They should give it to you either way.
Excellent. Take the device. 99% of us await the arrival of Brother Reagan with great excitement. Return to us here.
Okay. So if you transfer Reagan to them, it becomes part of the intelligence tower. Also, there's a toaster here. Nice. And then, before we leave the machine commune and head back to the Gippers, though, there's a little bit extra that we can do here, which is to deal with the animals over here and also find the medic's assistant. There's also some ghouls over here, so you just gotta be a little careful where you're walking.
Since the last human sighting,
Cold, isn't it?
4.0311.
Now, ghouls have a bit more health than some of the other enemies you've dealt with up to this point, so you gotta be a little careful there. And when the bile bombers die, they explode, so that's something else you gotta watch for. Alright, so one of the more annoying things about the ghouls is that they have a lot of health, so it's hard to just kill them. But they don't have any armor or anything, so that's nice at least. So yeah, they'll explode like that, and ideally you don't want them to do that on top of you. So because there's 3 of them, it's likely to happen. Nathan says, I started this game the other week, I'm shockingly bad at it. Yeah, like all games take some practice. Not that big a deal. Alright, so we could reduce its speed a little potentially, but that's not really gonna make much of a difference when we're this close. Nice, got a nice crit with her there. So we're gonna run our melee person up real close and hope they just focus on her. Should be everybody. Ah, man. Max says, hi everyone, good time of the day or night. Yeah, so you could start with AoEs right here, but again, just because they have such a huge radius on that explosion, there's just no great way to do it. Truthfully, I think the better place to start this fight from is actually this side, because then you have a few more places to take cover as compared to over here. But we should win either way, so I'm not too concerned about it. Oh, she missed. That sucked. Nice. Imagine you're probably far enough away. Alright, so we're gonna leave him right there for a second. Gonna move you over here. We're gonna move her back just a little bit. We're actually going to use her sniper shot to hit this one. Which unfortunately didn't kill it because they have a ton of health. And then I think it should just hit Lucio, which isn't that big a deal. Somehow killed Lucio, but okay. Alright, it's like there hasn't been a fight she's survived this whole play, like without going down at least once. It's ridiculous. Alright, so there's the exploding ones already dealt with, so that's most of the hassle taken care of right there. Alright, and then you. Well, we're gonna hit our own person there, but oh.
Doesn't look safe here.
Nice and easy. Alright, so give her a injury kit. Or the med pack. Alright, and then she's too far away. Hold on. Trying to med pack Black Betty there, but it wouldn't go through. There we go. Okay, and then everybody together. There's a few things we can loot right here. And then the area we need to go to is actually over here. Got some animals we gotta kill there. Ghouls never have anything good loot-wise. Disarm that alarm. Which, for some reason, he walked through the alarm to do. Also another fox you can tame right there. Sweet. Grab some ammo. There's actually a door you can pick open here as well. If you're trying to sneak around the ghouls, for instance. Max says, Mort, what have you done? I've finished my first 300+ hour Wrath of Righteous run. Thought I'll never touch the game again, and here I am in the middle of a second run getting the achievements. Man, Wrath is a fantastic game, so I think you should really ask yourself what you've done. Because clearly it's not enough if you still have achievements to get. Kidding, of course. Alright, this ice block right here, it's like if you're going for the, I believe it's the cassette tapes. There is a cassette tape in that ice block that is part of the achievements. If you have a fire weapon, that's worth opening. I don't really care too much about it for this run through, though. Okay.
In addition to humans, other dangerous creatures, such as wolves and wild dogs, have been observed.
Alright, so Lucia, what is that? Oh, she got a mutation that gave her +5 crit chance. That's cool. Alright, so heal her real quick. That alarm's gonna get annoying. Juan leveled up. We'll give him more damage. We'll give him level 8 in his automatic weapons. And for perks, Stormer's pretty good. If we move more than 5 spaces, we get a free attack with an assault rifle, which is what he's using. Alright, okay. Okay, so the animals have to come up this way. You can start the attack from right here. And then there's the medic's assistant, Vici.
Hey, is someone there? Lend a robot a hand.
Alright, so animals, much like ghouls, have a very high amount of health, but not nearly as bad. Now, you might think that these guys aren't ranged and that you're safe up here, but they will actually shoot quills at you. Which will also poison you. So while they can't attack you in melee up here, they can absolutely still attack you. And truthfully, if I wanted to set it up a little better, I'd have moved some guys out to that hallway before I attacked. Marshal Kwan's got a line on both of them, though. He's about out of his spikes, though. Oh man, that thing's just out of range. That sucks. Alright, so I think, actually, I can move and attack with her. That's fun. You gotta be careful though, because you can damage mines, and if you do enough damage to them, they will explode. So that's something you gotta watch out for. Alright, and then there's a ladder right here, so she can actually hop right down and just melee that guy. Oh, Bobby B donated $10. Thank you so much. He says, "Hey Mort, been watching your last Islanti Wrath of the Righteous streams and would love to see your complete builds for that squad if they're up anywhere. You got me to Wrath of the Righteous, so you're obligated to help." Ninio's build and Ember's build are actually up. I used a slightly modified version of my Blood Kineticist build called the Blood Weaver, so 3 of the builds for that are actually available on the channel. The other 2, like the other couple characters I was using, there was no, like I just mostly auto-leveled them with some slight changes. Rubber Cable says, what does more damage, a sniper headshot or all rounds hitting from an MG? It depends on a few different things like criticals. A sniper headshot with a critical will usually do more damage than anything else. But depending on the crits with an assault rifle or something, it can potentially do more damage in a turn, which is why they're a little more versatile. Like, I like having somebody with handguns in the team, which is why I usually take Lucia, but the range on handguns is just so bad. Alright, that should be that for that turn. This is our goat's turn. Elgar says, what are my thoughts on Wrath of the Righteous not even being nominated for RPG of the Year? I'll crack a beer open. So here's the thing. Point blank, I don't not care about the Game Awards, like, at all. I think anybody who plays a lot of video games, like, honestly knows that basically what the Game Awards is. I just crit fail and hit myself. It was ridiculous. But the Video Game Awards are basically just a big marketing ploy. Like, I don't think anybody takes their rankings particularly seriously, for starters. And furthermore, that award show almost never considers CRPGs.
You're the Desert Rangers. I've got memory stores about your exploits. Sadly, I'm not as well equipped with guns. Much longer, and those things would have ripped me taint to transistors.
Hold on, guys. Elgar says, I don't care about the awards either. I just like dumping on them for shooting. Yeah, that's fair.
By the way, I'm V-I-C-I, pronounced Vicky. My creator was most definitely. Keeping those monsters at bay drained me something fierce. Great. Once I'm powered up, what do you think I should do?
Okay, so Vicky here doesn't want to go back to Vivisecto because she just doesn't want to be a medic assistant. So we can basically instruct her on what to do. Truthfully, it doesn't really matter much. If you don't send her back to him, though, you do have to convince him to give you the stuff for him anyway. And we can actually invite her to the ranger base.
You're serious? Hell, yeah! Soon as I'm good, see you soon.
Oh, no. Yeah, oh, man. As soon as I started moving, I saw the landmine there, and I was like, oh, she's going to run right into that. Didn't have time to stop them. But yeah, the Game Awards, I don't know, man. Like, they... Again, I don't take anything they rank particularly seriously, but for starters, like, you never see any CRPGs there at all. And like, even in the categories you would expect to see them in, so it's just hard to take anything they do seriously. Get rid of her poison. Rubber Cable says Lucia, Final Destination, Weston. I mean, you're not, like, for this playthrough, yeah, you're not far off. She doesn't normally die on me this much. She just seems to be catching the brunt of it every time I turn around, though. Alright, and then... I love these confetti grenades, because they don't actually do anything, but you can find them. Like, they're best, you know, just being sold, but it makes me laugh. Alright, and then crafting. Can we make any deployables? Yeah, let's make a couple laser turrets. And we'll throw those down there. Oh, I need machine turrets, but oh well. Alright, so... Oh, she actually needs to heal her mountain goat before I forget about it and he dies. Alright. So there's that. We helped Vicky, and then we can loot everything else. Then we can head back to the medic, deal with that, and then we can get out of here. There's our Animal Whisperer skill book, as well as a lore book. These guys shouldn't have anything. Animals and ghouls never really have any good loot. It's just like junk items, usually. Last Resort Revolver, that is terrible. Also has a lore book on that corpse, though. These two killed themselves running away, if I remember correct. I don't remember what they were running from offhand, but they were running from something. But they wound up killing themselves, hence the name of the weapon, the Last Resort. Alright, so... There's everything we can loot. Now we just need to go back and talk to the medic. Should walk there by themselves. Max says, don't know about now, but at launch, revolvers with the rage mods in the hands of a gunslinger were a mini sniper rifle. Yeah, like they can be really good. Like revolvers and stuff, they do really solid damage, like the handguns in this game, but the issue is their range is just super short. And even with the mods, it just never gets long enough, in my opinion. But damage-wise, I've never had a complaint. They actually do pretty solid damage. And with their relatively low AP cost, you can get pretty solid stuff out of them. Rubber Kevel says, hate Wrath the Righteous because it names low-level magic weapons with unique names, and I can't let go of unique names. That's fair. I'm the same way. They wind up just sitting in my stash the whole game.
Are you in need of of repairs or enhancements?
Do NPCs have dialogue in the DLCs? I've been planning to make a playthrough with just one custom ranger.
Personal maintenance.
Not, I mean, you'd have to be a little more specific. I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. Are you talking about the companions having dialogue, or just like the custom-made party members? All right, and then we can give him the samples that we got for Vicky.
These will prove useful to future research. But why did Vicky not return these itself?
We can tell him the truth.
She? Vicky it is an unacceptable result. Without Vicky, my efficiency will be reduced by 1.026%. You will need to provide resources for me to construct another identity fragment to aid me in my work.
Now we can either hand over the money, because he's mad that we let Vicky join our Ranger HQ, or leave if that happened. Or we can use our skill check to point out the fact that she developed her own desires, which means, as far as the machine commune goes, it's really not what they do, is keep robots where they don't want to be.
Your logic is sound, and you did return the samples I sought. Here is the diagnostic report.
So, there's that done, which is everything that we needed to do in the machine commune.
Rangers, I want you to meet my friend,
Okay.
Party Pal. It's been processing and reprocessing Ranger data since we first heard about your work in Arizona.
Now, if you leave on good terms with the machine commune, you can take Party Pal here, this little robot, as a companion. It kind of works like the same way the animal companions do, at least fairly similarly. However, we're not going to go through with what the the machine commune wants us to do. So, yeah, so the companions, the actual companions like Lucia and Quan and everything, they do have dialogue for the DLCs, yeah. All right, Elgar says, isn't the inappropriate helmet from Little Vegas unironically very good with its penetration bonus? Yeah, absolutely. It actually is.
As soon as Reagan's safe and secure with us, Party Pal wants to join your Ranger team. Isn't that
All right, so the helmet Elgar's talking about, I believe I actually still have it with me. Where's it at? Yeah, so this one right here, which you can kind of see for yourself why it's inappropriate. But it has a penetration bonus that is actually genuinely a good helmet if you don't have a better one, which honestly makes it even funnier. But personally, I just can't stand how absolutely ridiculous it looks, so I just never actually use it.
I too am certain that Bert is the correct designation.
Welcome, you said welcome in Grundy.
Have I played any of the Yakuza games? No, I can't say I have. Like, I'm decently aware of most of them, but I've never actually played any of them. They look interesting, though. I can see why people enjoy them just from, outside looking in. Alright. Whoops. Okay, so after you get done in the machine commune, there'll be a vendor over here that you can buy stuff from, who sells some very good vehicle upgrades, and also there's this fight here now, which will be very easy for us to win. And if you want to tame this Razorback, you kind of need to do this, actually. 6, 5. But yeah, because we cleared out the gang that was here, the what are they called? It's the Sky ones. I forget their actual name off the top of my head. But since we killed them and cleared them out, they get replaced by this fight, and then there's one more fight with like diseased bears or something right over here. All right, so. Keep getting lucky hits. Moves you up. Nice. Okay, and then I'm gonna park her right here and just throw out a laser turret. And we'll have her set up an ambush. And we'll just have you kind of move out of the way, to be honest. And Marshal Quan. Oh, that's who I had. I thought I had somebody else. Can we reach anybody? That figures. Okay. Alright, the Alpha went after our turret, which is honestly really helpful for us. Okay. Our mountain goat missed. That sucks. Alright, so... kill the stuff that's close. Move from over here so we've got a better percent to hit. Is that one dead? Leaves us with the Alpha. Ta-da! Max says, any are SMGs still better than assaults, or are they patched? Truthfully, I don't know. Haven't messed around with them. Couldn't say one way or the other. Alright, so... there's that.
Hello, potential friend.
Alright, and then this vendor right here.
I am the Human Outreach Gift Shop. A marvelous.
You should always buy from, because it has one of the best platings in the game, actually, which is this impact plating. And then you can buy a few other unique things as well. Has some pretty good stuff across the board, honestly. But some things we can get rid of. We'll hold on to the rest of it for right now, just in case. But got some really good energy damage weapons, but we don't necessarily want an elemental damage type, which is why we're not buying them. On that note, though, is that not better for him? It's just slightly worse, yeah. Like, this has the potential to do more damage, the assault rifle. But across, like, on average, the waste rifle will do more. That said, I think we're going to go ahead and switch to the assault rifle, because we're about out of spikes. Okay, so, should be a fight with, yeah, some diseased bears. Oh, there's 3 of them. I only remember there being 2. Weird how things change. Alright. That was a rough sound. I don't like that at all. Alright, so... Oh, is there a fourth one up there? I do not remember there being so many right here. Missed. Nice. Okay, 2 more to go. Pretty much the end of our turn then. Okay, so animals in general hit incredibly hard, which is why in general you want to try to avoid letting them get close to you. Nice. Nice, there we go. That was a crit and a half. Okay. Alright, so we'll heal her injury. And she leveled up, actually. More coordination. And then we're gonna give her... Do I have the sniper rifle skill book? I do. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and give her rank 9 in sniper rifles. Then I can give her the book and just take her straight to rank 10 sniper rifles. So now she's maxed out on that. Sweet.
Started with nothing. Still got it.
Okay. Alright, so now we just have to head back to the Gippers. Ideally, you want to turn in your quests first.
A huge mass of godfishers appears to be approaching Denver. Let's hope the Gippers have their defenses ready. If anyone's in the area, lend them a hand.
The Godfishers, that's the name of that gang. And we're about to have a very big fight with them as well. But that said, give me 2 seconds, guys. I have got to go to the bathroom, and I will be right back. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so. Next up, turn in our quest, and then we go talk to the Gippers. Or the head lady. Alright, so. In general, depending on how things go, it's smart to turn these in beforehand.
Huh. You ain't dead yet. So that's something. Fantastic. Super glue. And it looks like... Can't wait to see the look on Forge's face when I gloat to her about snagging this data.
Alright, and then I believe... Okay. Alright, and then... We're going to do one more thing before we do the end of the Gippers line, and that is we're going to leave and immediately come back to trigger this last fight with the Godfishers. Just because we can.
Keep an eye. Tommy's hard. Judgment that
Just gotta pray harder.
just gotta pray hard.
Okay.
Rangers, this location has numerous depictions of elder statesman Reagan. Who created them? The elder statesman believed in the divinity of Christ and held no other gods before him. I doubt he would have approved of such worship. I monitored many things as I was trapped underground, but now I realize the information available to me was severely limited. Somehow I have no knowledge of these Gippers, and they were so close by.
Alright, so if you have Morningstar, who was created to be Reagan's car, actually, he has a lot to say about the Gippers. But, that said, Evan says, serious question, Wasteland 2 versus 3. Truthfully, I haven't played a lot of 2. Like, I've touched it here and there, but, like, hardly at all. So, I wouldn't be fully equipped to answer the question completely.
Rangers, a Godfisher warband just swept into the plaza. We're under attack. Help!
So you can either leave and let the Godfishers wipe them out, or we can intercept. It is possible to side with the Godfishers here as well, which we would have seen how to do last episode, actually. Now, at this point, we gotta turn back around and involve ourselves. Now, that said, this is one of the bigger fights of the game in terms of just the amount of people moving. You kind of gotta be careful.
Do you see them, O gods of the sky? Do you see their pride? They stand among those who we've shorn of life, of limb, and they think they can escape. Ha!
Alright, I always recommend picking the attack option because that's going to give you the first turn here, and also in every other conversation, but in this particular fight, you really want that first attack.
Oh, blasphemers!
You want to brawl? Knock yourselves out.
Oh, beautiful,
We will decimate you.
or spacious skies, or amber waves of grain,
And then you definitely want to move the Kodiak up, or at least start moving it up.
or purple mountain majesty. Above the fruited plain, America,
Alright, and then
God shed
bring her right here.
grace on
Thundering Strike.
and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
The penitents do a lot of damage, so you want to try to focus on them first. Because if you can kill the penitents, you should be fine. But they do a nonsense amount of damage.
Oh, beautiful.
everybody for this turn. There goes Lucia. Tanner asked what difficulty is this on? This is on Ranger, which is one step below the max. Alright. So...
Shining sea.
Alright, my guy should move out of the way, which will just kill that dude. Alright, and then we can... Those guys are just out of range. That sucks. Alright, then we'll shoot these two. Yeah, like, I beat it on Supreme Jerk, which is the highest difficulty. It's not too bad, it's just like everything one-shots you on that difficulty, so you've really got to just be prepared to deal with that. But if you're building your characters right, obviously you can also do a ton of damage to them, so it's not that much of a concern. It's just something you got to plan around, really. Our sniper missed completely, because why wouldn't she? Alright, you are gonna run down over here. You, let's hit Axel with some healing.
Back from the dead, better than ever.
And Marshal Quan, go ahead and get Lucia up. Then head around the back over here. Ooh, so close. I was hoping we'd actually kill him. Alright, and that's going to be it for our turn. Our laser turrets. That guy healed himself. And the Reagan statue will join in, and depending on what you did with the terminals earlier, he can either be stronger or weaker for this fight. Okay. So you can't drive through these little barriers. Which is how they keep you from just, like, honestly steamrolling this fight. That said, we should win fairly handily, actually. Got 4 left by my count. Okay, so... that guy's got, like, no health. I bet if I just walked up and shot him, he would die. Of course, he got left with 1 health. Alright, so there's that. Can't really run anywhere with you, so we'll just ambush. Not like she'll get to use it, but we'll do it anyway. And then... this is probably going to get Lucia killed again, but oh well. Use. Yeah. 73% chance. That's a really low chance to hit. Would I be... nah. On that one. Everybody's in really good cover, so the sniper isn't gonna be able to hit much. But we will take a shot at you. Which we managed to hit. Then our main guy managed to kill her. That was a surprise. And his luck is really taking off, so we got a bunch of attacks out of him right there. Holy crap. Our main character just did so much work. Alright, and actually still has a lot of AP left. He just can't get anywhere close enough to use it, so we'll just set up his prepare, and that's it for our turn. Max says, nice to see a brawler on the team. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Rubber says, wasn't there one at the top of the stairs? Yeah, that one that we just saw there. Yay! Alright, so there's that done, and then we can loot everybody. We have a lot of junk, a few weapons, some ammo. Nothing too crazy, to be honest. You get that helmet, which is a Waste Dweller helmet. That's pretty fancy. You leveled up, so give you even more luck. Lockpicking. Actually, I think we're going to take nerd stuff this time. Because we keep running into safes I can't open. Or we've ran into 2 that I remember, but still. Alright, and then for perk, don't really need a ton, to be honest. I think we'll grab quick reflexes just because truthfully we didn't really need anything there. Alright, and then injury kit on Lucia. I'm really gonna have to start charging for them. Alright, so now we can talk to Sister Glory here.
Wow, here's your payment, on time and as promised. You earned it. You too.
Who will pay you for it, and also bring you to the rank of loved, if you've been nice to them up to that point. Alright. And now, we're going to go over here and admire this painting of Reagan riding a velociraptor. Alright, so we're going to drop a save real quick. Rubber Cable says, which Nancy will we support? Neither of them. So it's possible to play everybody in this situation, as you guys are about to see.
Exemplary work, Rangers. I really didn't think you'd manage to recover the module. But Ronnie said to have faith.
Oh my god! You've got it!
He also said you convinced those commie robots at the airport to give it to you of their own free will. I don't know why you bothered. Now, before we fulfill our side of the deal, we must complete the transfer. This won't take long. Valor! Prepare the transfer equipment and prepare yourself to receive the God President's holy essence. Soon you will be a living god.
Everything is ready, Mother Nancy Reliant. This will be the greatest day of my life!
Until the day when you inherit Saul Buchanan's throne, for then it will be the God President who sits in it, thus increasing the holdings of the Gippers 100-fold in a single stroke.
Yeah, my father always said I'd never be a great leader. Ha! I will be the greatest!
Okay. So, we can just confront them outright. Start a bunch of, fighting if we wanted to do that route as well up to this point. But we're going to use our persuasion and lie and be like, oh no, you need to follow our instructions.
Your eagerness surprises me, Rangers. But of course, it's natural you would come around. This was Ronnie's divine plan. And you've seen the depravity of the machine commune. Valor, it's time. Now, Rangers, would you be so kind as to start? It will be the most delicious of ironies to have the Patriarch's emissaries give life to the leader who will eclipse him. Just connect the module to this console, and we'll begin.
So at any point you can attack. You can't actually go all the way through with it, but we're gonna sort of do that. So we're gonna start the process.
It's ready, Rangers.
This is amazing! I can feel...
Ignore that.
What?
Now, here's where we actually get some options. We can transfer him to the machine commune, which is what the machines want. We can transfer him into Valor, which will technically kill Valor, and the Patriarch will not be happy about. Or, you can transfer him to the Ranger HQ, which is, in my opinion, the best option for this particular situation. Because you can't really risk getting into a fight with the Gippers in terms of the long-term success of Colorado. Like, obviously, if you just want to fight them, you can. But the Gippers know how to produce oil, which is something nobody else in this post-apocalypse knows how to do, which means they are important. However, they all are absolutely insane and worship this Reagan AI. So if we go through with their plan, they try to take over Colorado, which isn't good for anyone. And if we transfer him to the machine commune, we get into a fight with them again. However, if we transfer them to the Ranger HQ...
Something is wrong. I'm not... Where am I?
This is your mechanical intelligence tower. You have stolen Reagan from the Gippers, but also from us. We are furious Rangers.
Rangers, what have you done? Where is my Ronnie?
Alright, so we can still at any point choose to attack them if you want. And basically, we can say, we have him hostage, and you're either going to cooperate, or we'll have him deleted from existence.
I knew it! I knew the Rangers were communist spies! We should have blown you to pieces when we first saw you! You have my beloved Ronnie, for now. But mark my words, Rangers, you will regret this decision. Take the boy and go.
Now, fun fact, if you've been nice enough to the Gippers, they might not necessarily hate you after this. But they're not going to be happy about it. Now, at this point, you can still kill Valor Buchanan if you wanted to. However, you can also arrest him. And to answer Bobby B's question of how the Patriarch reacts if we let Reagan take Valor, he is pissed. As far as he's concerned, that killed Valor, which is technically true. Alright, so now we can arrest Valor.
No, I don't want to go home. Daddy's gonna be so mad.
What is the sit rep, November 1? Valor Buchanan's extraction team is just a few clicks out.
Okay. Then we can just tell them either or.
Giving the team the all clear. Congratulations, November 1. Hell of a catch you pulled off.
And there is that. And with that, I believe all we've got to do for... Yeah, we just have to return to the Patriarch and give him an update now. And that lets us go after the second sibling, Victory. Or Vic. But now we can leave and head back to Colorado Springs. We'll level everybody up once they get towards the car. Arvid says, I finally finished Wasteland 2 a few weeks ago, and I didn't love it. It was okay. However, from what I've seen of Wasteland 3, looks like a more refined product. Yeah, from what I understand, things in Wasteland 3 are a bit more streamlined. But again, I don't personally have a lot of experience with 2. Alright, so more coordination for Black Eye Betty. Can't give her any upgrades for her skills yet. We're going to take her crit resistance perk. And Lucia. We're going to grab Scrounger's Touch. That way we can start field stripping weapons for mods. No skills for her either. Give her her last point in coordination. And nice. Okay. Then we can head out of here.
Hey, cowboys. It's Dead Red talking at you again. Come back on our private channel, yeah?
Okay, so then we can talk to the other ranger in Colorado that everyone thought was dead. Red Dead, Angela Death.
Heard you captured Val. Congratulations. Can't say I wouldn't have rather seen him dead in a ditch, but maybe he'll do better next time. At least he's not out there giving people ideas. Boy never was the sharpest tool in the box, but any kid with Buchanan for a last name could be dangerous with a smart operator behind him. And those Gippers may be crazy, but they ain't dumb.
Alright, so Angela Death honestly just wants you to kill all of them, which isn't a great option, especially if you're going for the perfect ending, if you will. Which honestly, I'm not even sure we'll be able to do this playthrough as well, but it's not a great option.
Not to be blunt, but yeah. Now let's talk about the other one. Damn right, I mean Vic. Whole lot of innocent people have died thanks to that psycho son of a bitch. He's killed men just to check if his gun is loaded. You'd be doing the world a favor if you made sure he wasn't in it anymore. And how? And I ain't just being well, and now Dead Red.
Now, she's not kidding about Vic. Of all of the Patriarch's kids, Vic is literally a nut job. We can fast travel back to Colorado Springs. And then we can head to Broadmoor Heights. And we'll just go straight to talking to the Patriarch. Then we'll do our town stuff, and then we can head up to, well, towards Aspen. I doubt we'll actually get to that today. But the northern part of the map.
November, come in. Listen.
Don't you try to make it sound like it's nothing. Those kids are driving my cats and me crazy. The kids who broke into Farron Brago's old club. They're having a dance party in there. Boom, 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 all night long. They're a public menace.
Would you mind checking it?
I can hear you, you know.
Thanks.
What did they say? Are they gonna do it? They better take care of this. I'll write a letter to the paper.
If you arrested Brago and shut down his club, you get this extra side quest to go clear the teenagers out of there. Which is kind of funny. But yeah, the northern part of the map is where Victory is. There's a lot of side quests up that way too.
Let's keep walking.
Talk to Diligent Joe here, who should let us in.
Oh, I'm of course.
Hello, Joe.
Ah, Miss.
Thank you, Joe.
It used to be that we held. Good day.
Alright, so he lets us in. We can get into the room here. There's actually some really good loot in here that you can get if you're careful. But obviously this place is pretty heavily guarded.
Posted here is so full of themselves.
My family and I were invited to dine with the Patriarch a while ago. Seemed a bit sad at that table, all by his lonesome.
Alright, that's that little note right there is actually for a side quest you can deal with if you wanted. It's like an unmarked side quest. There's nothing that really comes of it, but also a book there. Don't remember what that's for offhand. There's actually something in that vase, but you have to find that out first before you can get it. Not that it's anything interesting.
You're cleared for public areas only.
So in order to get in here, you have to get that guard to move.
Rangers, welcome. How are you settling in? Not at all. Now, what can I do for you?
Alright, so we can tell him that the situation with Valor's been resolved.
Resolved? How? I'd ask if he put up a fight, but I know better. The boy was always weak. Too many books and computers, not enough sweat and blood. So I suppose I shouldn't be wishing he had been harder to bring in. You brought him back alive, and that's what I wanted. And my people tell me you got him back by taking the Gipper's god hostage. I don't have the slightest idea what that means, but good job.
Okay. Now we can't actually ask a bunch of questions like the things that we've heard about him, for instance.
Fine. Now get going.
We don't have much to say, really. And...
Hey, you hear about Rosalind's ex?
The love puzzle guy?
Scuttlebutt is he's been trying to get rotated into her unit.
Oh, we got it.
There's a terminal up here that if you have the right nerd stuff, you can get the guards to change positions, which will allow you to loot the other areas.
Create a nice evisceration when I see that.
Alright, so yeah, so we have nerd stuff 7, so we can do that. And then we can move people around. So we can move the guy at the door.
Automated duty roster change. New assignments are as follows. Guard 04 to Station C.
That'll let us pick the lock over here and actually get back there. Well, without causing a fight. And then...
Automated duty roster change. New assignments are as follows. Guard 08 to Station H.
That'll let us loot that container. Which just has a cryo grenade, so it's kind of whatever. I gotta wait till the coast is clear here. And then there's actually some difficult skill checks back around here. But
every man needs a hobby.
What this is the quarters of the Patriarch and all of his kids, which you can loot and find some unique stuff. There is a big gun skill book, as well as a melee weapon, a couple melee weapons. This is actually Vic's room. We're missing... Actually, I think I have that toaster repair badge, don't I? Yeah, there we go. I have 7, so I only need the 1, yeah. So you can get the peak action figure here, and then in Aspen you can actually get another action figure, and if you bring them both to the Patriarch, he has some extra dialogue you can ask about for one of his sons' victory. Which is actually weirdly touching, given the rest of the tone of the game. Alright, and then... put our experience bonus back on, and actually, real quick, we had a few people level up from where we turned that in. Alright, for her, let's grab small arms. You go ahead and upgrade sneaky shit, and then max out his awareness, which is his range damage. And Lucia and Black Eye Betty are from earlier, where they have skill points. Alright, so this is Valor's room here.
About what I expected.
And if you hack his stuff, you can learn some things.
It's the quiet ones, right?
And last but not least, his daughter's room. Now this is where some of the tougher skill checks are at. Which I don't have. I honestly don't think I can pass any of them off the top of my head.
This is the room of a woman with discipline.
Yeah, I'll have to come back later for these. But she's got some good stuff if you can pass the checks to get them. Hey, so that's all turned in. We'll go back to Ranger HQ real quick. Handle upgrading the Kodiak as well as our inventory, and then we'll head up north towards Aspen.
Good to see you, Ranger.
Might do a side quest or two. There's 3 or 4 of them up that way, I believe.
I just went by R&D and saw some pretty crazy new gear just ready and waiting for you. You should head back and see it when you get the chance. Over and out.
I used to play on these streets.
Yeah, so now that we dealt with Valor, our equipment at Ranger HQ should be upgraded, and we'll probably do that side quest in the nightclub as well. Get rid of the teenagers out of there. I know there's a hidden loot box in there, so I mentioned. Yeah, I actually mentioned it. Evan says, I bought the game a while back on PS4 and never got around to playing it yet. Just wanted to know if it was worth it after Wasteland 3. Oh, Wasteland 2. Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
Come in, Team November. This is HQ. We finally got a signal through to Arizona. It's a bit spotty, but we got... Thanks, November. Amazing what you can do with a bit of tape and a lot of ingenuity. See you soon.
Patriarch
Over
says
and out.
Gipper's had it coming.
And with that, we can have a conversation with the leader of the Rangers, who actually sent us here, and fill him in on the situation.
Bet this is all Joe's fault.
we will deal with this real quick. If I can go in. There it goes. Kept clicking on it, but it didn't want to work. Max says, so if we go north, we will see a Santa, right? Yeah, there's a kind of Easter egg with Santa and some elves up that way.
Come in, Team November. We have a situation here with a group of women. Their families were arrested and there's an opportunity here to show the women of Colorado
That is yet another side quest.
treating them fairly. The Rangers can set it right.
People.
HQ, over and out.
Why?
What are they doing? What do you want, lamos?
So, doesn't really matter too much about what you say here, to be honest.
Who the fuck are you?
You can't tell us what to do. We're not going.
You don't know who you're.
You know who my daddy is.
That said, it's pretty easy to
Ignore them and maybe they'll go away.
just make everything about this terrible and make them leave. So, the awful thing would be to reprogram the disco bot to start selecting the teen as targets, which will get them killed. Or you can just hack it to play terrible music.
Oh, God!
This is the worst.
Make it stop!
Now that by itself isn't enough. We can also break their keg.
This party is done.
Which, yeah, there it is right there. But, we're going to do something upstairs real quick before we do that. And that is...
Okay, just outside the town, hi. Yeah, do you want to play Robots and Rangers with us? We'd be honored.
Alright. We're going to play Robots and Rangers, which is like Dungeons and Dragons, but different. Now, we can tell them to leave, or we can just be like, why don't you take it to our HQ, which is nice. Or you can actually sit down and play it with them, which is really funny.
Oh my god, this is awesome! You'll be Boomer. Okay, so Medicine Sam says he hasn't seen the Rowdy Boys, but he just left the Rail Nomads, and they've been talking about nothing else. So, now what?
Let's head into town. See what we find.
Okay, the narrow canyon you're in opens wide as you enter the Rail Nomads camp. You hear the distant whistle of a train. This area is a big travel hub, where the tracks the Atchisons and the Topekans laid all come together.
Okay.
I roll a 65% perception to try to pick up the trail of the criminals.
Sorry. The ground is too well traveled by the locals, so you can't distinguish their tracks. You do, however, spot a bar nearby.
Redfren says, I never did it that way. I threatened them, then broke up the guy and girl. That was enough. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ways to deal with this quest. It's actually pretty great.
We go to the bar, and I try to ask people about the Rowdies.
That's not getting you anywhere. You managed to offend one of the Topekans, and the whole bar shuns you. Only a stinky hobo who calls himself Vod Karl says he knows anything.
Okay, we're gonna let the kids keep going.
I offer him a... Vod Karl happily takes... He says he saw one of the Rowdies riding fast through the east...
They've kidnapped somebody!
When you arrive at the east side of town, you see the Rowdy Boys mounting their horses near the train tracks. Their leader, the heartless, cleft-chin Clarence, mocks you as the rest of his gang turns to flee. Look over there, Rangers! He points to a woman tied up on the tracks. That's Carolina, the princess of the Santa Fe tribe. Gonna chase us or save her, Rangers. The Nomads will never forgive you if she dies. He laughs and mounts up and rides off with his boys.
So we can choose either of these, but my favorite is this one if you have Perception 4.
What? Oh man! I forgot I gave you a law! Well, okay, 99%. I guess the train explodes. Boom! Caught out in the open. The Rowdy Boys are no match for you. Your superior horses and expert training enables you to catch up to them and defeat them with ease. The Santa Fe tribe scrapes their meager possessions together to offer you a reward. Okay, that's all I got for today. It was... Oh, yeah! We'll
Alright,
see
so
you there the next
then
time
we can send them to the Ranger HQ. And also, we won a game of robots and rangers, which is the most important thing of all. Alright, so now we're going to break this keg.
Hey, did you know I have a sixth sense?
Really?
Yeah, I see old people.
So we can just break it.
What? What the hell, Rangers?
Dick move, dicks.
Now what are we gonna do?
Narcs.
Oh,
You guys suck. You are totally harsh in the party. Why don't you just leave us alone?
Alright. So, you can keep up with this, or you can just be like, you can leave now or not.
Okay, okay. We're
You Phoebes are the worst.
fucking narcs.
That quest is ridiculous. Alright, and then we can get our reward from the super from the apartment complex. Rubber Cable says Jorge rolls a 20 and Lucia goes down. Yeah, it'd be about her luck. Alright, so then we just walk over to the apartments, grab our reward for that one. Have I ever played tabletop RPGs? Yeah, I used to play D&D a lot in high school, like the actual tabletop version. Not so much these days. I'm pretty much a homebody. Yeah, I talked to Rosie.
The noise stopped. Thank you, Ranger. Here, a little something for your trouble. Since I'm sure that I'm gonna send a special surprise to your clubhouse or headquarters.
Thanks, Rosie.
Come on, kiddies. The noise is over. You can come out now.
Alright, there's that done. Now we head to the Ranger HQ, where we can upgrade the Kodiak, and also our weapons and everything if we need to.
Would you rather freeze to death or cook? You're a barrel of monkeys, huh? Come on, answer the question. All right. Burn. You're gone faster.
Okay, so
Got a proposition for you, Rangers.
we're not gonna help that guy.
Got a proposition for you, Rangers.
He wants you to track down synths and stuff. That's potentially worth your time, depending on what you want to do. Also, because we cleared off the kids, they came and graffitied our base. Okay, and then the women also give another side quest.
Rangers, my name's Betsy. If you don't mind, me and the girls here, we got family who were arrested a while back and put to hard labor at the Patriarch's work camp. Thing is, we've no clue where it is, and the marshals won't say a lick on the subject. Figure out where they're holding our loved ones. That's all we're after. I wish we had more for you. All we know is that he's someone at the Marshal State will be.
No need to notify the civvies, but Frank's been taking his retirement at the Sans Lux apartments. Daisy always kept old Frank as ornery.
So if you have Marshall right there, you can skip a quest step. Marshal Quan there, he'll just tell you where that guy is that they want you to find is. You can kind of skip it a bit, which can help out.
It's broke, but I think I could tinker with it.
Wouldn't be the first time you
See if
took home
Fastback has anything for us.
Of course. Let's see if we can find what you
I
want.
don't believe so. We already got better than that. That's a really good damage weapon. Go ahead and grab that, why not? And we'll upgrade the Kodiak. Alright, so we got the best chassis we can get right now. We're going to change to the full bore. And add a mortar, because we found a couple of those, which gives us another attack. Armor plating. This is the best one we got, and if I'm not mistaken, it's actually the best one in the game. Then we can have Morningstar or a regular, and then utility. We don't have anything for that yet. Alright, sweet. Then we're gonna go see if there's any good weapons for us.
Fucking refugees. Can't take a step and see.
Welcome back, Rangers. What can I do for you? Happy to. Take a look.
Alright, so... the meat maker. It only shoots one time per round because it's a crossbow technically, but where did I pick that up at? I don't remember that at all. Alright, we're gonna sell some of this stuff. It's a really good flamethrower, but nobody can use it. Same thing with that. What's the difference between the mortar and the turret? The way they fire mostly. Alright. Throw all our junk. Now we got cash for days. See if we got any good weapons here. Auto revolver. Got better than that already. Doesn't look like it. You know, I was hoping they'd have better stuff. That's disappointing. Hey. And then, we have Vicky here now because we invited her, as well as Irv, one of the clones. Also, there's some stuff to loot. As your fame grows and you start clearing more of the game, you'll find extra containers and stuff, just like around HQ as things change. Our brawler art has already got the tank armor, that's why I didn't need it. You can see she's already got it on. Alright, so we can use the radio to talk to the leader of the Rangers.
November, give me General, are you...
Thank you, Gun.
Yes, sir.
Ah, Team November. Glad we find an ambush. How many of you are... What about my brother? Is Riley alive? Now, what about the mission? Gonzalez told me the Patriarchs confirmed the deal. And
So you can kind of just tell what's going on. This really doesn't change that much.
I'm pleased to hear it. I was afraid. Anything else I should know about? So, she's alive. Damn it. Well, don't let her. We have to. We can reconsider. I'm not asking you to fight Angie. I love her too much for that. Excellent. Glad to hear it. All right, then. I've got ore is the so, hang on. Damn it.
Looks like we lost the signal, November. I'll let you know if I get it back.
And I don't think Gideon has anything new to say, but we'll
refugees in
check.
the brig was now. What can I do for you? That's what I'm here for. How can I help? You mean a transfer of power to you? I suppose it might be possible to give Colorado the future I've been dreaming for her in that scenario, but it wouldn't be certain. It wouldn't even be so I'm afraid I'd have to say no. I would not support you. Thus, if you want me to remain here and to continue giving you advice, I would advise, certainly.
All right.
Safe travels, Rangers.
So there's that. In order to get the best ending, I think the 100 families has to love you, and we're only liked. Which I think is the issue there. But Gideon will basically tell you whether or not you're on track for the best ending, so to speak, or just kind of advise you on some of the endings. Alright, so we're going to head back into town here, head back to the apartments to handle that side quest with the ladies looking for their loved ones. Talking to this guy will give us a location, which should be the Painted Rocks, I believe. And then we can head there. Okay, so possibly you might actually already know where this guy is too by yourself, because he's just in here from the start of the game. So,
Are you Quan?
Just a friendly chat.
Ah, fuck. How would I know anything about that? That's a state secret. Patriarch's orders. You got a problem with... Forget the mark.
Don't worry, Frank.
Bullshit. I ain't talking.
you can pass a skill check, or you can pay him, or you can just have him join the Rangers. Either or.
Fucker. I was told to drive the... Here, please. Don't kill me. Thanks.
Alright, so there's that. People are talking about brawlers in chat. Yeah, like once you get their AP down to 1 per, they can move really far. Like a max level brawler is one of the best builds in terms of damage, because they can just hit so many times, and if you give them luck, they can hit like realistically between 10 and 20 times in a round. They can be incredibly good. They start off super slow though.
Maybe I'll join the
Okay.
I was talking to Diligent Joe the other day, and he said that he might be opening up some of these.
Now we can head to the world map, do that side quest. Are brawlers good against robots? Depends on what you're using for their weapons. Okay, so we can head to the paint mines over here.
This is your patriarch.
And then this section of the map right here is where we'll be going next. That is where Victory is holed up at.
Indeed, it could be said that Colorado...
Here's the vendor.
Hey, it's the Rangers again. Always good to... Hey, our pleasure. Always glad to help. Let me open the back.
Nothing interesting. One of the golden toaster parts is actually at the paint mines as well, which is something worth remembering. Okay. This is actually a pretty small map, but there's a lot of traps and there's a fight with some animals that we need to do as well. Okay, so animals are right here. There's a toaster over here we need to fix, which is why we want to fight them. But I'll drop a save real quick because it's been a minute. Oh, no. Ah. Oh man, just barely missed that. Good grief. Hey.
Taking a shot.
God, that was an awful sound. Okay. Nice crit on that one. Move her up, which is hopefully the person most of them will target. Alright, and then Lucia. She's definitely gonna die. Chance to hit these guys is awful. There we go. Okay, she did some great damage there. Man, they're both 1 AP shy of being able to go pick her up. Alright, and then we're going to end our turn right there. Everyone's stunned. Okay. There's that. Oh, loot. There it is.
Over my dead body.
Poison got her. Alright, and then everybody sorted back in. Are you still poisoned? Jesus. Ouch. Alright. Have her heal everybody real quick. Alright, handle our level ups. That's a lot of beasts I just tamed. That might be one way to put it, sure. She can't use any skills just yet, and then she'll get her chain ambush, which is fantastic if you're using ambush. How much HP does Lucia have compared to everybody else? Where's her? She's got 55. Oh, hardly any. Alright, and then she can't get any skills. Okay, everybody else is waiting on another level to have enough skill points. Okay. That's pretty good. Won't be using it much, but it's pretty good. This toaster will give us a golden toaster part, which will be 3 out of 5. And then that is one of the better melee suits if you have the weird science to put it on, which we don't, but that is a piece of one of the better melee armors. Okay, so we gotta be careful, disarm all these traps. Then we'll head into the actual mines there, which is really just a small room.
Please, don't shoot.
Just who the hell are you?
Always knew this day would come. The skies finally opened to take me back. That man, still saying it was a work camp. Never wanted to admit the truth, not even to himself. You won't find any work camp here. Never was one. No convicts either. They're long gone, all of them. They were...
Why are you talking to them? You don't owe them an explanation.
The dead can't tell their stories anymore, Nikki. I have to do it for them. The Patriarch made a deal with my people, the Godfishers. They, believe the gods can be appeased with human offerings. So, in exchange for stopping our war on Colorado Springs, he sent them convicts and criminals to feed to the skies. The Godfishers hack off the limbs of the sacrifices and tie their torsos to giant kites, then send them up to the sky as gifts for the gods. They believe it will bring the holy rain. I always thought the sacrifices were pointless. There were no gods, no way to call water from the skies. I should have left long before I did. I was better at dealing with the city people than the other Godfishers, so our leaders sent me here as a go-between.
Pappas delivered the convicts here to me. Used to pass a farmstead on my way out here. Took me months before I was brave enough to approach her. Crazy decision when I think about it now, but she didn't turn me in.
Alright, so...
Showed me the Godfisher ways. Wasn't the only way.
You discovered something that used to happen here with the Godfishers, of course. You can either arrest or attack. We'll try to arrest. I don't remember. I think, yes, if I'm not mistaken, this actually leads to a fight too.
If anyone dies today, it won't
be
wind.
So you can't arrest him. You either have to attack or leave. She actually hasn't done anything wrong, Nikki. She's just defending him, and so we can either leave in peace or just kill them, which honestly doesn't make much of a difference unless it changes a little bit of another thing you'll see here in just a second. So I believe, yeah, we'll try to leave in peace just so I can show you the interaction here.
Leave this place. We don't even have a home. Please don't take what little we have left.
And if you try to take any of their stuff, that will also aggro them. But when you go to leave, especially if you didn't kill them,
Eyes up, Rangers. Car coming up.
He dead. Talk. Ain't nothing to talk about. That Godfisher's a mass murderer. Move aside and let us do what needs to be done.
Alright, so you can get some more answers. For starters, they apparently already knew everybody was dead.
Margaret wanted to tell you. The rest of us, we didn't think...
The marshals ain't as tight-lipped as Sheriff Daisy thinks.
Sounds like my fine...
Only part we didn't know was where to find the bastard who took our kinfolk to their deaths. Maybe we can't kill all the Godfishers, but we can make sure this one pays for what he did.
And then you can either choose to fight them or just let them kill him.
Damn straight we are. Whatever you choose, though, don't stand in our way.
And then, if you have a hard-ass 9 skill check, you can't actually just kind of force everyone to be like, chill and get over it. Jonathan says, just want to say thank you for your videos. Finally started DOS 2 on PS4, and so far it's amazing. It's a very good game, very much so. Alright, so you can either make them go do it, you can double back, kill him anyway. You can tell them about Nikki.
We'll have to kill her too then. No other way.
And
Don't want to get your hands dirty.
there.
We'll move after.
But yeah, that can resolve a bunch of ways. The main thing there is that you learn that the Patriarch is feeding the Godfishers and the other gangs criminals and convicts to keep them from attacking Colorado Springs. So that's kind of one of those situations where pretty much everybody's in the wrong. Right. And then that leaves us with heading up towards Aspen, which we get by going towards this road over here, which we can get a fast travel back to Colorado Springs since it's right next to that. Yeah, Rubber Cable says no happy endings. Pretty much, because on one hand, Wind That Tangles didn't actually kill anyone, and he was being forced to do what he was doing. The criminals and convicts were the people being sent to the Godfishers. The Godfishers are obviously lunatics. The Patriarch's not a good dude, so it's just nobody wins, that's for sure. Alright, so I think, honestly, that's a great place to leave it off for today. I will likely be live again tomorrow. Should be. We don't have anything going on tomorrow, so I should be live tomorrow, provided nothing happens. But there's a bunch of side quests up here that we're going to do. And we're going to take on Victory tomorrow as well, which is in Aspen. But there's 3 or 4 side quests around here as well. That's also where you can start the Cheyenne Mountain Cult of Holy Detonation one. Favorite faction? I like the Monster Army, but I've wiped them out twice. My favorite faction, just for the sheer nonsense factor of them, is the Gippers. They make me laugh so much. Like they're insane, but they're integral to the plot, and I love it. But yeah, so tomorrow we're gonna do all the side quests up this way, outside of the DLC. We'll probably save the 2 DLCs for last, but we're gonna do all the side quests and then Aspen tomorrow. So, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, as I like to say. But honestly though, thank you. May you wander in wisdom and have an amazing day.